It's another beautiful day coming from Citizen FM 93.7 here in Central Business District Labour House, where we are broadcasting live this morning, 31st of October 2023. And you are welcome to our program, your favorite program, newspaper review of all the newspaper that produced today, that was published today, and we are going to be reviewing them, knowing what decision our country is taking on our behalf, knowing what are the challenges we are facing at this particular time. And with this, we shall review them with our in-house analyst, and we shall give you a balanced and justified story today. Welcome to newspaper review of 93.7 Citizen FM. My name is Okikiola Kasim.
So we come from the ghetto, when they start to they follow us, see you, after girls, see you.
Let's start with the Punch newspaper this morning, and what does Punch ask for us? Retire now. Presidency tells Atiku ex-VP rubbishes Supreme Court judgment. The presidency and the All Progressive Congress on Monday knocked the People's Democratic Party presidential candidate Atiku Abubakar following his allegation that the Supreme Court rewarded illegalities by upholding the victory of the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu in the February 25th presidential poll. Atiku, who addressed the press conference in Abuja on Monday, finally reacted to the last week's judgment of appeal of the Apex Court, which dismissed his lawsuit to challenge Tinubu's electoral victory. You can get more of that news from the Punch newspaper this morning. Ex-NNPC MD Yakubu demands $9.7 million, 74,000 euros seized by EFC. Ex-NNPC MD Yakubu demands $9.7 million, 74,000 euros seized by EFCC. The Federal High Court in Abuja has ordered the Economic and Financial Crime Commission and Central Bank of Nigeria to deposit the sum of 9.7 million and 74,000 euro seized from the former group managing director of Nigeria National Petroleum Corporation, Mr. Andrew Yakubu, with the court pending an appeal filed by the federal government. You can get more of that story on the Punch newspaper this morning. defense Gbajabiamila vowed to fight corruption. Tinubu defense Gbajabiamila vowed to fight corruption. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu on Monday declared absolute confidence in the integrity of his chief of staff, Femi Gbajabiamila, adding that we are all joining hands to fight corruption. Tinubu said this just before the commencement of this week's Federal Executive Council meeting at the council chamber of the Presidential Villa, Abuja. You can get more of that story on the Punch newspaper. Yes, moving on straight to Rivers State now. Rivers Assembly in crisis. Rivers Assembly in crisis as Wike loyalists move to impeach Fabura. Moved by the 24 member of the Rivers State House of Assembly to impeach Governor Similani Fabura resulted to turbulence in the state on Monday as the governor's loyalists stormed the assembly complex in protest against the plot. This came after the bombing of the State House of Assembly located along Moscow Road in Port Harcourt by suspected arsonists on Sunday. A section of the chamber was damaged and some properties were destroyed. You can get more of that news on the Punch newspaper this morning. Abuja, Lagos protesters oppose 160 million naira CUV for lawmakers. I'll take that again. Abuja, Lagos protesters oppose 160 million naira SUV for lawmakers. Protest broke out in Lagos and the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, on Monday as youth decried the allocation of sports utility vehicle for member of the National Assembly. The youth who gathered in their numbers in the Ikeja area of Lagos held a plate card and chanted "Fund Education, not SUVs. Pay living wage, not SUV. Return SUVs now and fund hospitals, not SUV," among others. You can get more of that story on the Punch newspaper for this morning. And moving on straight to Taraba State now. Taraba Governor mourns 100 boat accident victims. Order probe. Taraba State Governor Dr. Agbu Kefas on Monday condoled with the family of the 100 passengers who were found dead in Saturday's boat accident in River Benue. The governor, in a condolence message signed by Special Advisor on Media and Digital Communication, Emmanuel Bello, called for a thorough investigation to ascertain the cause of the boat accident. You can get more of that news from the Punch newspaper this morning. Moving on straight to Daily Trust of this morning. Taraba boat accident, 17 body recovered, 12 rescue. Taraba boat accident, 17 bodies recovered, 12 rescued. The National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, said 17 bodies were recovered by rescue operator after a boat carrying 104 persons capsized in Taraba State. The boat capsized on Saturday with over 100 people, mostly local traders, including women and children, returning from the Mayerenero fish farming in Odo Kola local government en route to Benari in Karim, Lamido local government in Taraba State. You can get more of that story from the Daily Trust of today. Yes, we have another leading story coming from Daily Trust this morning. We killed abducted pastor in error, Ogun security outfits admit. The Ogun State government's own Soul Safe Corps on Monday admitted killing a pastor at Deniyi Adisa in a short shootout with suspected kidnappers on July 1st, 2023. Some gunmen had reportedly stormed a Redeemed Christian Church of God at Abuleori in Obafemi Owode local government area of the state, where they killed a pastor and abducted 7 worshippers. You can get more of that story from Daily Trust. Your unprofitable bid now, presidency tells Atiku. The presidency on Monday advised former Vice President and People's Democratic Party presidential candidate Atiku Abubakar to end what it called his unprofitable bid and steer clear of any venture that will further pollute the political atmosphere and national harmony. You can get more of this story from the Daily Trust this morning. I am not going away, says Atiku. I am not going away, says Atiku. Presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, in the last election, Atiku Abubakar says those that thinks he will go away after the election should perish their thoughts. You will get more of this from the Daily Trust newspaper. Another top story coming from Daily Trust newspaper says Boko Haram may wipe Nigeria off the map. Boko Haram may wipe Nigeria off the map. Zulum. Governor Babagana Zulum of Borno State has warned that Boko Haram crisis may consume the nation if it's not contained. You can get more of this story on Daily Trust. And moving on straight now to the Nation newspaper for this morning. Rivers State quake as governors gets impeachment notice. Rivers State was enveloped in confusion yesterday following moves by the House of Assembly to impeach Governor Siminalayi Fabura. The embattled governor, who promised to speak out on the crisis before the weekend, said he had never committed any impeachable offense to warrant his removal from office by the lawmakers. You can get more of that news from the Nation this morning. Agbakoba, his death leaves a big void. Former president of Nigerian Bar Association (NBA), Dr. Olisa Agbakoba SAN, said Professor Nwabueze's death leaves a big void. Agbakoba, a senior fellow of Ben Nwabueze Center for Constitutional Law, said Professor Nwabueze's academic prowess towards above all is prolific and producing term and magnanimous upon on critically important legal questions confirm his status as Africa's leading scholar on democracy, federalism, and constitutionalism. You can get more of this story on the Nation this morning. And moving to Imo State, still on the Nation newspaper, Imo students endorse Uzodimma. Imo students endorse Uzodimma. Students from higher institution in Imo have endorsed All Progressive Congress (APC) Governor Hope Uzodimma for the November 11 election. The student, during a prayer summit at Rear Admiral Ndubuisi Kano Square in Owerri, said they were endorsing the governor for his student-friendly policies, especially introduction of Imo Skill Up, which has not trained 20,000 youths in digital skills and equipped them with 20,000 laptops. You can get more of that story on the Nation newspaper this morning. Yes, it's time for us to move on to some of our online newspapers that are more reliable. I'm talking about penpushing.com. It's an online reliable newspaper. It's one of the most reliable, credible, and objective online news platform. They are professionals and well-groomed journalists with utmost respect for journalistic ethics, and we are taking some of their story this morning for our viewers to see what is happening from what they are saying, what they publish for today. And I'll take this lead. My pastor taught me masturbation, pornography, anal sex, witness tell courts. I also have 2 minors allegedly set school on fire in Ogun State. 2 minors allegedly set school on fire in Ogun State. Still on Yellow Day, pen pushing media team visits families, pledges live transmission of burial. And let's take one of these stories and see what the story is having for us. My pastor taught me masturbation, pornography, anal sex. Witness tells court. A mid-age man, Chigozie Emmanuel, has disclosed that his pastor, Elijah Emanandi, allegedly introduced pornography, masturbation, and anal sex to him in his church office, adding that the incident happened when he was 19 years old. You can get more of that story from Pen Pushing online newspaper. And quickly, let me bring in our in-house analyst to join us and see some of the way the newspaper has pushed for today's publication and some of the stories they have. You can want to agree with me that they have fantastic stories. And I have in-house with me our in-house analyst and public affair commentator, a seasoned journalist and media consultant, Mr. Salman Salami. Good morning, sir.
Very good morning, our able presenter.
Yes, I want us to begin from the story that is running. Most of the paper reported them about Atiku and APC, PDP, asking, go away, I'm not going away. What do you have to say about this, sir?
Well, it is quite unfortunate that we have found ourselves where we are now. The Supreme Court, the apex court in the country, gave a judgment. The Supreme Court, in its wisdom, affirmed the election of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and upheld the decision of the Presidential Tribunal. That ordinarily marks the end of the contestation or the legal battle that arose as a result of the election. The appeal after Supreme Court goes to God. And that should be the decent way of handling matters. For the former Vice President Atiku Abubakar to now address a world press conference where he used unprintable words to describe not only the institution of the Supreme Court of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, but to desecrate the office of the president of this country is, to say the least, despicable. Why will Atiku Abubakar think that the whole world revolves around him and that without him Nigeria cannot exist? His ambition is not big enough, not to talk of bigger, than Nigeria. Why will you think that Nigeria must burn because you failed in your hope of becoming the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria? We make bold to say at Citizen FM that power belongs to the people of Nigeria. The people of Nigeria and not any other person has the right to decide who will be their president. And we concede that presidential candidates failed candidates, they have the right to go to court as provided by the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. They did. And we think that after the pronouncement by the Supreme Court of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, that should have been the end of the matter. Even if he intends to address World Press Conference as he did, he should have been more temperate in his choice of words. Must have put Nigeria first. This is what we keep on preaching and saying here, that politicians should know that Nigeria is bigger than their ambition, and the welfare and well-being of Nigerians should be the paramount interest. Like we keep on saying, that if they understand the true essence of democracy and party politics, that being in power is just an avenue to render selfless service to the people of Nigeria, then they will not be too desperate the way it appears Atiku is. Why must one man think, somebody who has been described severally as a serial contender, and of course I don't know any other better language, though he has the right to contest as many times as he thinks fit. But what we are saying is this: allow this country to be. Don't burn Nigeria.
Yes, don't burn Nigeria. If I agree that even if he should not have been this bad going to his fellow presidential presidential candidate, what about him attacking the institution of Supreme Court?
This exactly is what we have said, that our institutions should be well respected. This exactly is what Citizen FM is saying today, that we should respect our institutions and the office of the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Whatever we say about the office of the president of Nigeria, we are denigrating and we are demarketing our country. We should be patriotic. We should know that we do not have any other country. And what is more, the peace and unity of this country and the indissolubility of Nigeria is non-negotiable.
Okay, can we move to Rivers State's Assembly and the crisis to impeach the Governor Fabura?
Well, I give kudos to the Nigerian journalists, media men, the pen pushers. They are really, really vibrant and exceptional. And I'm not saying this because I'm a journalist. I'm saying this because they are doing what is expected of them. For example, look at the headlines in some of the papers. Drama as Fubara battles impeachment. That is New Telegraph. Rivers State enveloped in crisis. That is The Nation. Chaos erupts in Rivers. That is Vanguard. How else do you describe?
And Punch newspaper have it at River Assembly in crisis as Wike loyalists move to impeach Fubara.
How else do you describe such Fifth Estate or Fourth Estate rather of the realm? The media merchants, which I believe they are not, because they are not merchants. They are just patriotic Nigerians doing their job by educating and informing Nigerians. Now to the issue. What is happening in Rivers State, to say the least, is unfortunate and a sad commentary on our democracy. We keep on saying that we have just this country, and this democracy should be protected we should not overeat the polity. What are the issues? It is clearly a power game between the godfather and the godson, and every other person is just lining up behind either the godson or the godfather. We know that politics essentially has to do with the management of conflict. Who gets what, how, and when. Alan Ball's definition of politics. But what we know about politics, which we should hold, is that it is just a vehicle or a means of rendering selfless service and not for personal aggrandizement. What should concern the people, the governor and the legislators, and indeed the government of Rivers State, is how they will deliver the bountiful dividends of democracy to the people. That should be their major concern, and not the spoils, quote and unquote, of the office. If not that they do see the office as a means to personal aggrandizement, I don't think they should get to this sad, unfortunate, and despicable level. This is unacceptable. It is unacceptable. What should be paramount to them is how to raise the standard of living of the people of Rivers State and reduce the unacceptable level of poverty in the land and suffering. That should be more important to the government than any other thing. Let me leave it at that for now.
Okay, Super Citizen listeners, it's time for you to join this program by laying your voice into some of these headlines and the way we have been able to analyze what the newspapers have reported. You can join us by calling 0903 2229 797 0818 2222 206, and our in-house analyst, Mr. Salami, is here with us. Please, quickly, can we look at some Nigeria who have started speaking as regards to the 160 million SUV for the lawmakers?
It is a good development. It is the right thing in the right dimension. We have been telling Nigerians, especially the people, that the sovereignty power belongs to the people. People, Nigerians should hold their government accountable. Government must be held accountable to the people. Government must be made to know that they are holding power in trust for the people, and this power must not be abused. If they feel that the government is not doing it right, there is the need for the people to tell the government in a polite and acceptable, lawful manner. Criticism, constructive criticism, is the norm in every democracy. It's acceptable. That is the way to go.
They said it happens in Lagos and Abuja. Are we
simultaneously?
Are we seeing further in other states?
I don't know whether it will happen in other states or not. What we are just saying is that people should own government.
All right, we have a caller now. Hello, good morning, good citizen of this country.
This is the voice of Kennedy calling from Cairo.
Super Citizen Kennedy, how are you? Good morning.
I'm gallantly gallant. Thank you, my brother.
Okay, can we have your contribution this morning?
I just want to say one thing. I want to disagree with Zulu. Talking about Boko Haram, that Nigerians should be very careful about the activities of Boko Haram. Maybe it will engulf the country. I want to disagree with him. And I want to disagree. Anybody that will stand to say such a thing. We've seen the security men tried to arrest some of these Boko Haram people, and at the end of the day, it is the same government that will see their face and repented Boko Haram. Is it we, the masses, is it we, the ordinary Nigerians, that release them? And we see that after when they release these same people, they go on perpetrating more evils. Because for all I care, I've never seen a repented Boko Haram who has added value in the community, except if you people, the journalists, have never aired it out for us to hear. So if he's coming to tell us, then we should question some of the government agencies, those people who pardon those people that and say they are repented. For crying out, somebody who killed people, who caused pains in the life of people, and then at the end of the day arrested, and then you say he's a repented Boko Haram.
All right. Thank you very much. I think you have made your point. Thank you. All right. Yes, we have another caller again on the line. Hello, good morning. Where are you calling from? What's your name? Oh, we missed that. Hello, good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from? Hello? Okay. Yes.
Well, as a matter of policy, we do not dwell too much on Boko Haram and insurgency. We do not give them oxygen in Citizen FM.
Hello, good morning. Where are you calling from and your name, please?
Good morning. My name is Alami, and this morning I'm calling from the Center of Excellence, the most progressive state in Nigeria, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. I greet Mr. Alami. Good morning to you, sir, this morning.
Good morning, Mr. Alami.
Yes, there's a lot to react to, but I think let me pick the protest that we saw yesterday about about 5 of them or so protesting in 160 million vehicles. And it's a welcome development, but does that really hold any water? These people that are protesting, do they not know the houses, the addresses of their senators and representatives they voted for the National Assembly to represent them? I think that is the best way to go about it. Instead of carrying placard to the road, I think they should go to the home and go to the National Assembly and ask their rep. If this was part of what they voted into, to come and explain to them, the basis upon which they are accepting the 160 million vehicles. And I blame the Labour Party, opposition, is supposed to, the opposition, this is when we are supposed to know if truly Labour Party meant well for Nigeria, a party that rose to, prominence on the mantra of they want to cut the cost of governance, they want to end bad governance, they want to rescue Nigeria and Nigerians, and it is unfortunate that the Labour Party has not come out to reject it. They are part and parcel of it. They collected it, they kept quiet, and their members are still going about it, promoting them as the messiah that can rescue the country. As an athlete and a supporter of the party of the APC, I am for good opposition. I want to see a very strong opposition to put the government on the day on its toe to do the right thing. But unfortunately, we are not going to see that. APC,
Okay, I think you have made that your point is very clear. We really appreciate it. All right, thank you very much. We really appreciate it. So let's give others opportunity to call in. Thank you. I think we have another caller now. Hello.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. What's your name? Good citizen of this country.
Olushola is calling from St.
Oh, citizen Olushola, how are you, sir, this morning?
I'm fine, sir. Thank you, moderator. Thank you, the analyzer. The analysis is very, very nice. And as the last speaker has said, it's time now that individuals at our respective places should be focusing our attention on our area instead of focusing attention majorly and mainly on the federal government. The issue of the car is there, and look at what happened in Rivers State. It's just to know that the politicians are for themselves. When you are in politics, I think in the Western world is to give service, to render service. And what you are going to face with your God on the day of judgment, you don't even think about that one. What we are thinking is how to take over from ourselves, how to deal with ourselves unnecessarily. Automatically, these things are so hard that these people are, many of them are not for us, but majority are just for themselves and their family.
Okay.
And that's why we individuals we should wake up from our slumbering and demand the right thing instead of focusing on individual attack of personalities.
Okay, Sister Olushola.
Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much. We've gotten that because other people are online. Thank you very much. Hello, good morning. Your name and where you're calling us from?
It's Clement from Araba.
Oh, Mr. Clement, Citizen Clement, how are you? Good morning. Can you make your point briefly?
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Salam in the studio.
Thank you very much.
I don't know exactly why Nigeria will have this kind of politician in this country. I don't know honestly. If Atiku is now rubbishing our judicial system, let me ask Atiku, which system that rescued him from Obasanjo when he has struggled with Obasanjo? The same judicial system. I don't know if I'm correct.
Yeah, you are correct.
Very much correct.
It is the same judicial system that was able to even rescue the same P2B when he was rubbish in Anambra. It was the same judicial system that restored his mandate. Am I correct?
Very much correct. In order.
Honestly, if our politicians continue like this, and Nigeria, you know what really pains me is that people, I don't know why we are like this, because maybe you think maybe you have somebody that is your favorite. Whatever he says, whether good or bad, then you tend to support him. Honestly, it will not go well with Nigeria. And I want to ask Atiku this: if he said Nigeria is a good loser, let me ask him, what was Nigeria a good loser when he connected with Obasanjo to solve all our resources when they are in power? And Jakuta Intape was one of the examples, and so many other things that in fact I cannot even mention. You understand? If not for late Yaradua that revoked the license of Jakuta Intape, and then an immediate past president Buhari fought so hard to make sure he won that case, what will have been the fate of Nigeria? Then who is a good loser? Then if Nigeria doesn't have hope today, what was the hope of Nigeria when they are doing all these things during their time of in the administration then that time?
Okay.
I think we should remember that no matter what happened, Nigeria will remain and Atiku will be no more.
Mr. Clement, thank you very much for your contribution this morning. It's worth it. Thank you. Yes, you've had, Mr. Salami, you've had so many Nigerians speaking. I'm sorry, I'm afraid I have another caller here. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Your name and where you're calling from, please.
Citizen Olushola is calling back.
Oh, Citizen Olushola, you are welcome. Quickly.
Yes, I would like you to connect with Mr. Clement. I want to call him.
Okay, maybe you do that after the program, please.
I will tell the number to your WhatsApp. You can connect with my friend.
All right, thank you.
I don't know, as you are saying on the Atiku, sir, why did you carry your case to the institution that you don't believe in? That's it.
In the first instance, why did he approach the court?
Thank you. You approach the court. That's where you believe in. No, the court is not before you. You now say everything. He's talking another thing. It's not done like that. If you don't believe initially, you're supposed not to even go to that place. And unfortunately, if that statement can be coming from such person that have made Nigeria, that have already done one thing or the other to Nigeria, that have so many industries that belong to Nigeria, see anything. What do you expect from rural and poor masses that does not even benefit anything from the system? God bless Nigeria.
All right, thank you very much. So, Mr. Salami, can you react to some of the comments?
Yes, I will react to the comments of the last caller and the other one before it on Atiku and the World Press Conference that he held yesterday. It is sad and unsettling for Atiku Abubakar, who has held so many positions. He has benefited immensely from this country. These are the people that should promote this country and not demarket this country. For Atiku to say that because he lost an election, that Nigeria is the loser for it. He is the loser, not Nigeria. He lost an election. He's the one who has lost. Nigeria has not lost. This country is God's own country and it will not lose.
By God's grace.
This country will not lose. For Atiku to describe the judgment of the Supreme Court of Nigeria as electoral haste That is unfortunate. We have been saying it that politicians should not heat up this polity and should not throw Nigeria into calamity. They all have visas. Their children hardly live in Nigeria. At the drop of a hat, they move to Dubai. Or they leave the country. Why do they think that without them this country will not survive?
Abi?
The country can survive without anybody. It's without God that the country will not survive.
It will survive.
And Nigeria will survive.
By God's grace.
And again, we want to plead with him that even though he has the right, freedom of speech, but we should speak responsibly. We should just not talk because we have lost an election and because we think that our ambition supersedes the ambition of all Nigerians. Nigeria is bigger than any individual, and this country will survive.
Yes, this country will survive. I quickly want you to mention something or make your comment on the Taraba Monwam 100 boats accident.
It is an unmitigated disaster. I'm pained that we will continue to lose people, the innocent and common Nigerians, 100 people, as a result of the capsize of the boat. Where is the government? If the welfare and well-being and protection of life is the essence of governance, where is the government? Where was the government when the owners of the so-called boat allowed over 100 people to be there?
There's 104, including women and children.
And you see, it saddens me. The loss of any life saddens me, especially if it is unwantingly. Things that could be prevented, it's avoidable. Let the government prioritize the security, the welfare, the well-being, and the overall development of this country. We need this. In fact, this is why we have government. Anything short of that, there is no government. And we believe there is government in Nigeria.
Yes, we believe there is government in Nigeria, and we all have to put our hands on deck and make sure that we follow everything and we do not allow them to rubbish our country for us. This is the much we can take on today's newspaper review. You want to agree with me that the newspapers have reported fantastic and wonderful stories. It is a good one. And in our Citizen FM 93.7, we have been able to analyze it with our analyst. I want to thank you, Mr. Salami, for coming this morning.
We thank these listeners, our super citizen listeners. The gratitude belongs to them.
So, this is much we can take this morning. Join us tomorrow for another edition of this newspaper review. And immediately after this program, it will be time for Big Talk with another important discussion. My name remains Okikiola Kosim. Thank you for listening.